Hi, this is Oshi, and this is gonna be a quick recap of my month, the month of April. And there's not a lot of things that happened, but most of them were good. Some might be bad, but I'm not, ready to talk about them, and I don't know enough to talk about them, so let's forget about that. Good things. Let's go and concentrate on the good things, right? So I got a postcard from a lovely subscriber, which was so surprising. I mean, I have my address in the description box because I have my address publicly on the internet since Inco Raimo anyway, so I figured why not. And she sent me this Joanna Nelson postcard, which is really cool because I don't have any of her decks yet. I'm ready to get the Cosmo beings, but I don't have the Monstaro yet, which might be a good thing, because if her posts on Instagram suggest a smaller version, that would be a better one for me, because I have tiny hands. So everything happens for a reason and all that jazz. But this postcard showing up was just such a lovely surprise, and honestly I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you again here, because things like this matters. And yeah, I think I have to try to be more openly grateful about things in my life. That's what I'm trying to do these days. So yeah, thank you so much again, because yeah, I'm not naming names because I didn't ask for permission, but it was very well appreciated, so thank you. Besides that, I pretty much just had a few decks. I also I also participated in an April challenge concerning self-being readings, and that was quite useful. I uploaded a video every day, and there's a playlist that I'm going to put in the description down below if you want to check it out. You don't have to do them daily. For me, I did the daily readings for myself as well, but in bulks, and I kind of feel like the questions are quite heavy and I need time to work with them more. So I think I will go back and just pick a question and a drawing for that, and see what that actually means to me, because I think those were quite deep questions, so to work with on self-being and mental health and stuff like that. But it was also, I think it was a good thing that I did for my channel, because that's something that I want to do, post, not sure about readings or whatever, but post something related to mental health, because I think that's what we're all struggling the most with, and the more help we put out there, that other people might find and can use, the better. So I decided to do a weekly reading for mental health as well. I come up with a quick spread, and I will be posting them weekly on Mondays as well. So hopefully that's going to be helpful, not just for me but for others. Other thing is, before I forget, that we're set to go live on the 6th of May, which is almost here. So if you can join me and Jax on our first tarot live, pretty much just a chit chat about dragons and dragon decks, then please join us. I will hopefully schedule the live on my channel during this weekend, so you can see when to join us. But yeah, hope to see you, at least some of you, there. What else? So I got my skull finally, because the Hungarian government is getting even more greedier than I thought was possible, and everything is going to go up because we will have to pay more for shipping and stuff. It looked just so cool. I mean, okay, it's a skull, but as you can see, the details are quite nice. And yeah, I called him James. I was looking for a cool name, and I'm reading the Skullduggery Pleasant series. Unfortunately, I finished with the last book, so I have to wait for I don't know, a year for the next one. I know, problems. But so I kind of was thinking about naming him. It's a him. I don't know why, but it's a him. Serpente Solo, that was one name. Or what was the other one? Magnus from Shadow Hunters. But then I was, you know, getting ready for bed, and I was like, but James is my all-time favorite name. So, and it can be a female, it can be a male, it can be anything. So it's even better. So James is gonna join me on, you know, videos and readings and stuff like that. He's gonna be my tarot buddy, pretty much. Other than that, let's see. I have a few new decks because I have to get as much decks as I can until the 1st of July, so I'm spending more money on that, unfortunately, right now, but I'm not going to spend that much money on later the year, so, you know, balance. One of them is the Mermaid Tarot. I already filmed the walkthrough and I already fell in love with the deck. I mean, I knew that I liked the way the deck showed fire, because, you know, it's an underwater deck, but it still manages to show air and earth in a way. Everything that's not in the water is shown so well out of the water. And I don't know, I discovered a lot of things already about this deck that makes me very happy and excited to work with it. So that's one that is part of my, as you know, here are my summer decks. So it's part of my summer deck collection. The other one is the Oracle of Mermaids. And that deck is also, the walkthrough is done, and this is not, I mean, I had to choose between two mermaidy deck, and I chose this one because someone said they had very, you know, deep meanings with it. But I think I will get the other one as well at some point, you know, the messages of the mermaids. I'm not a mermaid person, I've never been a mermaid person, but I was thinking about that when I made my Astral Palace. It's underwater, it's in a snail shell, and for some reason their merman, that's how you call the collective, are living outside, you know, a family. I mean, there are children and there are men and a few women, but I'm more, you know, I see the men and the children more often when I'm down there, which is quite surprising because I never, you know, considered mermaids part of my anything really, but they showed up there and I wasn't even thinking about that I should do something with that information. But I have mermaids deck now, so I'm quite curious if that would do something with my Astral Palace or not. So besides that, there's only one other deck that I want to show because I won it on a giveaway, and I don't enter every giveaway possible. I just enter for giveaways that I think that I could use the deck, because, you know, there's no point in winning something that you're not going to use after it. And this was the 80s tarot. I already put up the walkthrough on my channel and the flip through if you want to, you know, see the cards. This is not my 80s because, you know, that part, the west and the east side of the world were quite different in the 80s, and I was born in the 80s, so I was kind of small for all these. But most of these things that are in the deck came to Hungary in the 90s when I was growing up. So I know some of them, but I don't know all of them. So I'm quite curious how, you know, my relationship with this deck is going to be, because the other deck that I won was the Sacred Destiny Oracle, which was something that if I would have just, you know, looked at the pictures and how the Oracle actually looks like, I don't think I would have picked up. But it turned out to be one of my most used Oracle decks. So, you know, who knows, maybe the 80s Tarot is going to be a staple deck in my collection. I decided to, you know, use it in the fall, so I'm not going to work with it yet because I have enough new decks for the summer season, but still, it happened in April, so I have to mention it. And yeah, I think that's all. There was also going to be, I forgot to check the hashtag, it's a tried tarot spread maybe, or spread revisited, or tried spread revisited, something like that. I will put it in the description with the Facebook group as well. That we are doing it, a few of us on Facebook in a group, but you know, anybody can join. It's in a public group. What we're trying to do is not just, you know, do a reading, but work with a reading and a spread from a lunar cycle. So we're going to start on the new moon, which is, I think it's the 12th of May. And the question that we are going to try to find answer to is related to joy. The spread and the question is going to be posted, if it's not already, in the Facebook group. The whole thing is not just about doing the spread, but to revisit it. So we agreed that we're gonna do one spread. We're gonna use one deck on the first spread when we're doing the spread the first time. Yeah, I know I'm explaining it very nicely. And then after a week, we're redoing it with a different deck to see if we're getting different messages. And then in the end, I think around the third week, we're gonna post our findings on the Facebook group, and people can, you know, see what we came up with, and they can offer help and just, you know, an opinion or anything, all in a very loving and, you know, not judgmental way to the spreads posted, so we can actually help with the interpretation to each other as well. So I'm quite excited for that, because I don't really go back and check on my spreads as much as I want to. I pretty much, I just do it with the yearly spread, because I'm doing the videos every 3 months, and I want to do that at the end of the year. But that's pretty much the only one that I regularly, you know, revisit. So it's gonna be very enlightening, I think. So if you want to join in, if you want to practice, or just, you know, do this in a group setting, then I will, like I said, I will leave everything down below and you can join us. And yeah, I think that was from me and James for this month, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.